On today's adventure, we're going to the Mob Museum in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm going to show you how much the tickets are, how to get a discount, show you all 4 floors of this museum on a tour that we got permission to film, and help you to decide if this is something that will be worth it for you if you are coming to Las Vegas.
So let's talk about parking. You can park right next to the museum for $8. That's good for up to 4 hours, and we spent about 3 to 4 hours in there, so that should be enough.
The museum is open 7 days a week, typically from about 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., but definitely check out the website to confirm the current times, the day you're going to be there. But let's take a closer look at tickets. You can see if you are a Nevada resident, you can get them for a lower price, but if you're like us traveling from another state, general admission is $29.95. Or you can get a deluxe or premier pass. The deluxe will give you 1 interactive experience, whereas for $4 more, you could get the premier pass, and that will give you 2 interactive experiences. So let's show you what those experiences are. The first one is the Crime Lab. It's about a 30-minute experience where you can see fingerprint analysis, DNA profilers, and other things that medical examiners use to determine how a crime is committed. So you can go in the crime lab. I'll show you that in a little bit. The Distillery tour and tasting, where you can sample a variety of house-made distilled spirits while exploring the underground, learning about prohibition and gaining insights into drinking culture that existed before the 1920s. We'll show you that at the end of the video. And then finally, there is a firearm training simulator. We'll also be showing you a little bit of what that's like later in the video. Let's talk about discounts. You can see here on their website, you can save $7 if you buy online for selected times. So definitely check the website. I'll put a link to this whole website in the description of this video, so you can check that out when you're done watching this video. They also offer a discount to all law enforcement, military, and students. So we're gonna bring you guys through all 3 floors, including getting a fun drink and snack down in the basement.
And the Mob Museum is actually a non-profit corporation. It actually used to be the first U.S. post office and courthouse in Las Vegas. And if you come over here, you can actually see the old post office boxes, which is really neat.
The tour starts on the 3rd floor. You can either take the stairs or the elevator, as we did.
Can you keep the secret? Yeah? Good. You're on the 3rd floor. If you want to get started with the exhibits, they're to the right. If you see the bathroom break, go this way.
All right, Brie, are you ready to take everybody on the tour? As she said, there's bathrooms here to the left, but we're gonna go over to the right here.
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, so we're gonna come around. This was probably one of my favorite things. It's so simple, but it's a great photo opportunity as you first come in. You have your classic lineup with your glass screen. Is it a screen, I guess?
Well, it's actually a
two-way glass?
Yeah,
so
one-way glass
one-way
or something, because I couldn't see you, even though you could see me.
Yeah, I could see her, but right now she can't see me. Oh, there I am. So this is a great, fun photo opportunity, but it's great if you had a group and you all wanted to take a photo together and kind of see how that whole one-way glass would work. And we're gonna work our way down the hallway here.
And they've got a video you can watch, just kind of gives you some history, some information about the mob.
There are lots of places to stop, sit, and watch a variety of different documentary little films, short films. So on a hot day, or if it was really cold, this would be a great thing to do. As you start to walk through, you start to find all sorts of artifacts that you can look at more closely, read the details about the history of. So lots of files, lots of cases that you'll learn about throughout the museum. I thought this was really neat, this connecting the dots and seeing my hometown of Tampa, Florida. I really like the feel of this room. This was a really neat room.
Yeah, it kind of gave you a feel of the time period. And there is a lot of reading that you can do. So you can go through as quickly if you didn't want to read every little thing, or really take your time and read all about these artifacts, all about the history and the different families involved.
We actually just came from the Hoover Dam. It's not too far from the Hoover Dam, so it was really neat to see some of these actual pieces from when it was built in the 1930s. Very cool to see in person.
So as we go into the next room, there is a lot of information about the St. Valentine's Day Massacre and Al Capone's involvement and his gang with that. And this is actual bricks from the wall, which was very interesting. And I didn't know a lot about it, so it was interesting to go in here and read and just kind of hear the history of it.
Yeah, they actually were able to assemble and display the wall in a manner very close to the original. And we continued on to start learning more about the Prohibition era of crime history.
And how the Prohibition affected the mob and their involvement and what that did for them.
I love seeing this classic Dick Tracy cartoon here up on the wall. It reminded me of my childhood. I remember the old Dick Tracy movie. And again, many artifacts, as you can see, this little revolver here, and lots of history all throughout the museum that you can read more in depth. We're not going to stop at every single little artifact and show you everything, but just give you a feel of the museum as you walk through. And another great photo opportunity as I came up, and I actually genuinely startled you because you didn't know that the light was going to change when I flipped the switch. You were genuinely surprised.
Yes.
So again, lots of different movies as you come around every corner. This was a very slow-paced, relaxing museum that you could walk through, take your time. This I found to be very interesting as someone who loves sports. 1919 World Series ticket for $5.50.
Wow. Can you imagine?
Man, tickets have certainly gone up. We looked again at Tampa, Florida, my hometown, and it was kind of interesting to read about that. We looked at also, I think, Minneapolis.
Yeah, this was a really fun little interactive screen where you could read more specifically about what was going on in each city.
So we kind of wrap up this third floor section, and we are going to continue on down the stairs to the second level of the museum. And as you walk down the staircase, you can see again the different sections. We're going to go check out Mob on the Rise, the concession area, and this is again the original courthouse, the first courthouse in Las Vegas.
And the original courtroom, which you'll see shortly, where they had the Kefauver trials.
Did you say that right?
Kefauver trials.
I'm not even going to try to say it, but they do have this little concession stand. They've got some chips, popcorn, granola bar, water, soda, tea, coffee, and they do have some beer and wine. So you could grab a snack or beverage and come watch this movie inside the historic courtroom.
Who would fight back against the racketeers, the criminals, and the corrupt politicians? In May of 1950, a special Senate committee was formed to expose and destroy organized crime in America, led by a fiercely ambitious senator from Tennessee, Estes Kefauver.
Our aim is to prove that organized crime operates on a syndicated basis across state lines in the United States, and that it is a much bigger and more sinister operation than we had ever suspected.
So as you leave the courtroom, they have this wall here of what happened to the different people who you're hearing about in the courtroom, which I thought was really neat because I always wonder, where are they now? What happened to them?
It was actually a really neat little movie. As the guy up on the stand would be like in 3D almost looking.
Yeah.
So really neat experience. As we continue on, as we're in Vegas, they have some history of Vegas. Actually a little nice place to sit here and relax. Lots of places to stop and just relax for a little bit.
Yep, and you get to learn about some of the different casinos that were on the Strip, that some are actually still there, some are not, and just kind of the history of the mob involvement in each of those casinos.
So you had some little interactive casino games here, and this was actually pretty interesting. You could go up and see if you could spot the scam as you watch these cameras and put on this audio device and see if you can figure it out. Right next to here is a room filled with money as it kind of goes through a little bit of how they would skim money at casinos and the history of that. But I love these two guys. They used to try to bring people into their casino and attract them to come in, and these guys were used back in the day to do that.
Pretty fun.
And so we continue on, lots of history again of casinos, Las Vegas area in this section of the museum. And we continue on to this spinning a deadly web room.
So this is going to tell you about all the different people who were involved, the corruption amongst the politicians, the conspiracies, and everything, and who was involved with the mob.
I just kind of felt like I was Spider-Man in this room. I thought it was... I thought I was in like a Marvel movie. I love the feeling of this room. So continuing on, you can see again another artifact here to the right, and again another movie section to the left that you can watch here at your own pace. And this section, I'm not going to go into too much detail here on YouTube. It was a little more
gory.
PG-13, so it's just more about the mob and some of their activities. So we're going to continue on to level 1 of the museum, going down the stairs.
So on level 1, we have the crime lab experience. We have the use of force training, cafe in the store, mob on the run, some other ticketing, and different things that you can experience.
So this is back to where we first started getting our tickets. They have another wall full of lots of people that you can read all about, and again another case full of all sorts of historic artifacts you can check out.
And over in this area, they actually have a lot of information about the undercover agents that would go and infiltrate the mob, and what they were able to find out was very interesting. I like that section.
So we didn't do the crime lab experience, but again, it starts every 30 minutes, and that's something that you can add on to your general admission. Continuing on the first floor, we get into organized crime today as we've looked at some of the technology that's been used in wiretapping, etc. We're starting to get a little more into it advanced and more of a global scale of networks that we're now reading about, learning about.
Some of the things that are still going on today that they're trying to battle.
And now we move on to the firearm training simulator. This is an immersive training experience where you will make split-second decisions that law enforcement officers encounter daily on the job. A trainer will lead you through a video training and live role-play scenarios. So this starts every 15 minutes and you must be 13 years old. Let's move on to your favorite place, shopping.
This was a fun little gift shop, which I always love a gift shop. They had some really neat things in here, like some outfits from older eras, the 30s and things like that.
All sorts of things that you could bring back home with you. But I wanted to know if you can look at this shirt for me right over here and see if you can name all of these characters from different movies. Is the cat from a movie? I don't know. I know you just like cats. Brie loves cats. So
Yep.
Continuing on, we start to read and learn more about the cartels along with a number of artifacts and little movies and clips that you can watch. If you are new here and you're enjoying this tour, feel free to hit that subscribe button and support our channel to make more tours just like this. As we come to this last room, you can see some outfits used in TV shows like Breaking Bad and movies like
Good old casino. Here's some different items from the movie.
Yeah, different props that they've used during the filming of things such as Casino. As we continue on to, again, the main first floor ticketing section, we're gonna go get a fun drink and something to snack on down in the basement.
In the Speakeasy. Not even just a basement, but the Speakeasy.
Yeah, I love this old Babe Ruth advertisement as you first walked in. The old Bambino, as we're gonna go to the underground Speakeasy and Distillery. They got some restrooms down here, and I always love a good fish tank.
Absolutely. And it really does feel like you're kind of walking down the street till you get to where this underground speakeasy is.
So this is 21 and up. They have a bar area, some tables, and they had a larger group section, which we actually saw a wedding party come in and utilize this table area, a little seating area to the right here. Here's a look at that distillery tour that you can add to your ticket.
They actually make their own alcohol in there, and you can go in and try it. Little samples of everything.
But this is my favorite part of
Absolutely.
the basement. It looks like a piece of art on the wall, right?
It does.
Until this guy opened it up.
And there is the VIP room.
Yeah, I thought this was so cool down in the basement. Just a little touch, but I thought it was really neat, as they had a wedding party that was utilizing that VIP room, and we're gonna show you the menu real quick. A couple of things on the menu, not everything, but first of all, cocktails. Giggle water, bee's knees. We're gonna get some giggle water. You also have a Southside, bathtub fizz. These are a bunch of fun names. Moonshine Mayhem, and the Underground Daiquiri.
And these are all based on drinks that they had in the speakeasies.
Some more, including an old fashioned and a whiskey tasting flight available. You're always welcome to pause the video. Pretzel bites, we're going to show you those. Hummus plate, classic deviled eggs. You can get a cheese pizza for $9. Some meatballs.
And a charcuterie board. Also some beer braised beef sliders.
And desserts, they have a rum runner, rum cake, cheesecake, and a affogato?
Affogato?
I forgot how to say
Affogato.
that. I hope I said it right. So here's your giggle water.
Giggle water.
And
Oh, take the cherries off.
I ate the cherries. I know you're not a big fan of those cherries. I love those
They
cherries.
were good cherries. They're not your typical maraschino.
So really good giggle water.
Giggle
I
water was
like
good.
that. That was fun to try. And then we got the pretzel bites.
Pretzel bites.
Was it the cheese was better of the cheese and mustard or something?
Yes, the cheese was definitely better, but the mustard was good.
So we had a fantastic day at the Ma Museum. I would definitely recommend it if you're going to be in Vegas. Really neat, especially again on a hot day, a cold day. And yeah, there's a look at the Ma Museum. If you have any questions of anything we didn't answer, drop those down in the comments. We'll do our best to answer. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Feel free to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next adventure.